Welcome back. Welcome back to Broc's podcast. I'm your host, Broc. Glad to have you here. If you're a first-time listener, thank you for tuning in. Second-time listener, thank you for tuning in. This is going to be episode number 2. And we're going to have a silly goose time, man. You know what? I woke up this morning and I said to myself, myself said, I said, nothing or no one is going to stop me from having a silly goose time today. And guess what? We're doing it. We are doing it. We're doing it. We're having a silly goose time. And we're going to have a silly goose time. And man, yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. If you listened to the first episode, you my dog. Shout out you. Everyone who gave me feedback, shout out you. People who liked the video, all 3 or 4 of y'all, shout out to y'all. I'll give y'all $1 or something next time I see you. But yeah, man, for real though, just shout out to everybody who's been showing love and support. It's pretty cool. And yeah, we're gonna keep on keeping on. But yeah, welcome to episode number 2. We're gonna get it going. And you know, I'm struggling to really like organize these episodes. I kind of just get on here and riff. They call me Ken Riff-ey Jr. They call me Ken Riff-ey Jr. And they don't call me that, but they might. But anyways, I don't really have a method of how to do this yet, so it's just kind of literally flying by the seat of our pants. I did try to take some notes or something to kind of keep me on schedule, because the first episode I had like a couple things I wanted to talk about and never even really touched on them. So anyways, all good. Well, I tell you what though, Ozempic got these people out here looking good, don't they? Good Lord of mercy, boy. People dropping weight faster than I don't know what. But boy, that Ozempic got everybody looking good. Real good. Nah, I'm just kidding, man. That's hate. I'm just kidding. That's hate. But it does, though. It's working. It is working. You know what else is hate? And what I've experienced the last week is when people throw the word little in front of whatever they're about to talk to you about. That's hate. That's that subtle secret hate. People's like, I saw your little podcast episode. Did you? Thanks. Or people like, I saw your new little business you got going on. What you talking about? Little. Why you saying little? Little. Little. You don't have to do that. That's that backhanded compliment stuff. That's hate. Don't be hating on folks. Man. And that's one of those things that gets on your nerves, but I just find it funny, you know, like little. I saw your little podcast. I might call this the little episode number 2 or something. I don't know. What else happened this week? Okay. I said this was not going to be a rant podcast, and I don't mean it. It's not going to be. But this is something else that I experience often that just really, it really just grinds my gears, man. Okay, I'm a sauce guy. I like dipping my food in wonderfully flavored sauces. Okay? Now, I don't go through too many different fast food places. If I do, it's like Chick-fil-A or Zaxby's. I don't eat meat. And so I will typically, if I'm going to go that route as far as a meal goes, which is not good, I get fries. And I like Chick-fil-A sauce. And I like Zax sauce. Okay? So when I go through either or and I ask for a couple extra sauces, you would think sometimes I'm asking for like a free meal or something. Or that it just makes you the grossest person on the planet. Okay, so I go through Chick-fil-A a couple weeks ago, and this young fellow is taking my order, and I say, hey, I'm ordering for me and someone else. I say, hey, I need 2 large fries. Can I get 4 Chick-fil-A sauces? And I don't ever know to say sauces or sauce. 4 Chick-fil-A sauce or 4 Chick-fil-A sauces. I think it's sauces. But anyway, sometimes it sounds weird. 4 Chick-fil-A sauces and 2 sweet and spicy sriracha. Now, one thing that I like to do is have extra sauces in the fridge. So sometimes when I'm just, doing my own thing at the house, I like to get a little Chick-fil-A sauce out the fridge or a Zax sauce out the fridge to go with my meal for whatever I've prepared. I like it that much. Okay, so a lot of times I get extra for that purpose. For whatever reason, I think that the employees at these places think that you're just drinking the sauce with your food or something. Just something weird. And for them to think that it's any of their business anyways is what takes me over the top and puts me over the edge. But anyways, I say 4 Chick-fil-A, 2 sweet and spicy sriracha. And I think he's like a little bit newer. So he gets on his little iPad. So I got 2 large fries, 2 sweet and spicy sriracha, and a whole lot of Chick-fil-A sauce. And I look at Cuz. I say 4. Because you heard me say 4. Because you knew that I said 2 for the sweet and spicy sriracha. And I know you punched it in because I saw your little finger hit your little. I think I just hit your little iPad. You didn't have to say a whole, and he did it just like that too, a whole lot of Chick-fil-A sauce. I said, boy, if you don't ring me up and send me to that front window, trying to make me feel bad for getting some extra sauce, man. I hate that. It gets on my nerves so bad. Okay, so this one was worse. So I'm going through Zaxby's, and this was in somewhere in the Birmingham area. We find the Zaxby's. Same scenario. I order my fries. My friend orders their food. My friend also is a sauce person. So they want a couple extra sauces as well. So I get my extra sauces. They get their extra sauces. I get around to the window. And the first thing that this person says to me, and this was an older guy who was a little bit overweight. And I'm not judging. I'm not fat shaming. But what follows out of their mouth just multiplied my annoyance, okay? He says, would you like any food with that sauce? My friend knows because my circle knows that I'm particular about this. I get annoyed when people act like this at the window. I smile and I say, huh, and I don't acknowledge it. I just hand him the money. I just kind of laugh like that, play it off. So then he comes back with, what did he say? He says, I'm just kidding. What did he say? Because he says something else before the last thing. He says something else that's kind of smart. I think he asked, what are we going to do with all the sauces or something like that? And I was like, yeah, man, we just like to have extra at the house. And so he closes the window, takes the payment. I look to my friend and I say, I'm this close. I'm this close. He comes back, gives me the money, and I'm not trying to participate in this conversation. And that's why my responses have been like short, just very short and to the point of trying to make the transaction happen as fast as possible. I really wish I could remember what he said the second time. But anyways, I was like not trying to have the conversation, and he was only trying to have that conversation. So after he hands me back my card, he says, next time you want extra whatever, like come through and ask me and I'll just give them to you for free. This Zaxby's has 2 windows, so he's the payment window, and we're going to get the food at the next window. So first of all, no, you're not. Okay? We don't know you. We're not even from this area. You've never even seen us before, and we're not going to come all the way to the Zaxby's just to get free sauces. I'll pay my quarter per sauce. It's all good, brother. So he says, just come back next time and I'll give them to you for free. And then he goes, and I said, oh, okay. And he goes, I wish we sold them in the bottle. And I'm trying to move. And he said, I wish we sold it in the bottle. Something. I said, yeah, I wish y'all did too, because that would prevent a lot of these uncomfortable conversations taking place when people like you judge us for asking for extra sauce. And I drive to the front window, and I swear I'm not rude. I swear I'm not rude. But I am a person who can only take so much. And once that threshold is surpassed, then I'm going to pop off. Because I am my mom's son, and I will pop off. Okay? I will pop off. Okay? I really will. But anyways, like I was saying, that annoys me when people try to shame you for getting extra sauce. It gets on my nerves when people act like if they give you more than one sauce, it's coming out of their paycheck. That 25 to 15 cent sauce packet is going to come out of their paycheck. Don't be like that, man. Listen, I've worked in customer service for a very long time. I worked at Starbucks. I worked at multiple restaurants. I've bartended for years. I've done it all. Okay? Weddings, bussing tables at a Red Robin. I mean, I've done it. I've been there. And guess what? The reason why I can be annoyed is because I've been in those shoes and I never acted like that. Because you know what? When people ask for something extra at Starbucks, the multi-trillion-dollar company, they got it. They wanted an extra cup of ice? Have it. It's no sweat off my back because I get paid by the hour. Okay? I get paid the same, regardless of how many coffees I hand out of this window or not. I get paid the same. So be a good person, mind your business, and move on. Now, I will say this. When I was at Starbucks, I did judge people for getting 20-something pumps of syrup in their coffee. I did judge people for that. Like not to their face, but that's just ridiculous, okay? I'm not drinking 21 packs of Chick-fil-A sauce at one time. But yeah, people used to get I have pictures on my old phone somewhere. Like people would have this much syrup in the bottom of their coffee, and by that time we wouldn't be able to even put enough coffee into the cup for it to be considered coffee. But you know what I did? I made it for them anyways because that's what they ordered and that's what they paid for. And I didn't have a discussion at the window about it. I just sent them on their merry way. Okay? It's real simple. It's real simple. Jesus, man. Well, there's my rant for the day, I guess. There's my freaking rant. Gosh, am I a rant guy? I'm a rant guy. I do like to rant. I guess I just need to embrace it. I'm a rant guy. I'm a rant guy. Damn it. I guess I'm fired up because I do have my sriracha underwear on from my daughter's great grandmother that she got me for Christmas one year. And I typically am a little more on the spicy tempered side when I have these on, so that could be it. But I'm gonna try to move on. Did y'all watch I watched the presidential debate. I missed it live, but the next day I went back and I watched it. And I mean, I thought it was the best. I thought it was the best local nursing home episode of Jeopardy that I've seen in a while. You know, it made me feel very sad that that this is where we're at. You know, like I just feel bad. It just made me feel bad. Like Joe Biden and Donald Trump could be people's great grandparent. You know what I'm saying? Like man, how did we get here? How did we get here? How did we get here? And this is why I don't think I could ever identify as like if that's the right terminology, but as a political party, because I just feel like I have this thing where I try to see both sides of things. I know it's a weird thing to do these days, but like I try to see both sides of an issue and then think for myself and come to my own conclusions. And I know, like I said, that's not common, but that's what I do. And I call stupid stupid. So when I see something stupid, I'm going to call it stupid. And I feel like there's people on either side who can't do that. And I feel like we got to watch out for those people because it's like, no, you have to be able to deduce something might not be right, regardless of what your party is. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things are just not good ideas. And some things need to be thought about differently, not just because you belong to a certain. And I'm not political at all. Like, I really ain't. This is the first presidential debate I think I've watched seriously since I was born, probably. But no, I think I did watch one of their debates the first time they ran against each other, but I was really dialed in on this one. The other one, I was just kind of like, I don't know. There's really not much you can be dialed into, to be honest, because I mean, it's just to me, it's a shit show across the board. And that's how I feel about it right now. My opinion is subject to change, and It probably will, because we should be allowed to have that happen, and also you should allow yourself to change your opinion. That means you're learning. That means you're growing. That means you're thinking differently. I feel like all those are good things. But who am I? I'm just a guy sitting alone in his office at his home talking to a camera. So my opinion doesn't mean shit. Okay? But yeah, I watched that. Stupid is stupid. And think for yourselves. That's all. Just learn how to think for yourselves. That's it, man. Um and you know, like, it's not that I don't trust people. It's not that I don't trust people. It's just that I just don't believe a word that anybody says. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't trust you. It's not that I don't trust you. Like, don't get me wrong. I just don't believe a word that comes out of your mouth at everybody. And that's just me. That's just me. That's a me thing. But I don't. And so I prefer to look at all the different avenues, think about it, process it in my head, in my mind, and then be like, you know what? I believe that this is that, or that is this. And then I move on about my business. Oh, me. But yeah, man. We're here. We're doing it. I'm enjoying this. I really am. I really appreciate the feedback from the first episode. And I did want to, on this episode, like, recap some of the responses and stuff that I got from the first episode, but I forgot until right now because someone just someone just sent me a message and said, "I'm dying listening to you read the lyrics of To Slut Me Out. Actual tears are leaking out of my face right now." Hey, I appreciate you. Enjoy. I'm glad. And I wanted to do more of that because I really did get good feedback from like 7 people, and it was awesome. And I wanted to share those people's responses. But, you know, like I said, the preparation of this thing has not been... This is a learning process. I keep forgetting to look at the camera as well. I don't know if y'all have noticed or not, but I just like look around because I'm just literally in my room talking to myself, in my office talking to myself. But it's a learning curve. I'll get better. I'm also going to change the intro and outro and the logo and stuff like that as I go too, because I haven't really found anything that I'm in love with. But I have, you know, created everything that I've put up. So it's very time consuming and I enjoy doing it, but I'm going to continue to grow it and make it better until it's something that I really enjoy and love. But anywho, yeah, this is fun. I think this one might be a short episode. Oh, the first episode I had like recorded like an hour's worth of stuff, and I chopped it down to 30 something minutes, I think is what it ended up being, which was better, which was fine because I thought that was going to be way too long, and I spent way too much time editing it. And that's done. I'm going to be done talking about that because I feel like that's not important. I feel like that's boring. But what's not boring, you know? Let me check my notes because I've been, you know, if something happens that I think might be funny, I'll put it down in my notes on my iPhone. And hey, listen. Either when I go into the notes app, I completely forget how to type on a keyboard, or autocorrect is asleep. It's one of the two, because autocorrect in the Notes app, for me, is absolutely atrocious. It is non-existent. It is not there. Or I forget how to type when I go into the Notes app. Or maybe it's both. But let me find the one I'm talking about. I wanted to speak on therapy culture the other day. I wrote this down because this is one of the topics that I want to talk about on this podcast. And the way my notes are set up, it'll have like a title at the top in bold. And then once you hit enter or return, I think it's on the iPhone, it'll go into the body paragraph type stuff. And in my mind, I type therapy culture, or, that's what I'm going for. Therapy culture at the top for the, for the title. And then I go into the body and start taking notes on like what I'm thinking about at the time, whatever, so I don't forget. Before I even finish the first line, I look back up and it says, "These spy culture." And I just left it. A lot of times when I'm texting people and I will type something that's just so off the wall that people can't think that I meant that, I'll just leave it and send it anyways and won't edit it. And this one, I just left because these spy culture is what it thought I meant. So, like I said, absolutely asleep. Autocorrect is Joe Biden in the Notes app. Lord forgive me. Pray for Joe. Oh man, pray for Joe. Pray for Joe. Pray for our country. Because boy, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, but we gotta keep on keeping on, man. And this is one thing about me. I don't dwell on stuff I can't control. One of my mottos is control the world around you, because that's all that you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we live in our own little bubbles. We might not can change the world, but we can change the world around us. So if you interact with 10 people, your energy is infectious, and your infectious energy can change those 10 people, right? It can influence those 10 people. Those 10 people also have their bubble, and it goes on and goes on and goes on. And so that's what I say. Focus on what you can control. Focus on your energy. Focus on what you're putting out into the world. And that's all you can do. And if enough people put good, positive energy out into the world, then, and I'm a very optimistic person. Like I joke around on here and have a silly goose time, and I like to talk shit. But at the end of the day, my core really is like positivity and putting out good energy and loving people, truly loving people. And so, like I was saying, control your little world and it'll continue to branch out. And I was saying, I'm an optimistic person, and I truly believe that one day the world can be different. Like, the world can be a great place to be again, not just our little country, but the whole entire world. Like, I would love to see that happen. And, the next presidential election, I'll be 35. Broc for president, 2028. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in. As always, peace and love.